Hi. Sorry, it's a little glitch. I think I found a software that actually does screen recording a little bit better than my last one. So if you've been watching them, you'll know what I'm talking about. But my name is Suzanne Barron. I am the founder of Illuminati Exposed. You can purchase my books on Amazon. They are $9.99 for the Kindle option. They are $14.95 for the paperback option. If you are a Kindle Unlimited subscriber, they are completely for free for you. They're free to you. If you're not a Kindle Unlimited subscriber, you can subscribe to it, and they'll give you a free 30 days, and you can read the books there. Um, I found this video online and on YouTube, and it's about a gentleman who he murders a woman. But I kind of wanted to play this and kind of go through it a little bit and talk about like my experiences and how I could see myself in this situation. Um, we're just gonna go in it, go to it. So I'm just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over here and I'm just gonna watch this. Just stay with me for a little bit, and I'll break this down so that we can discuss it in a way that hopefully is understood.
Down. We got somebody down. We got somebody down. Right there. Axe. There's an axe. This motherfucker's still here. Anybody comes up on us is getting smoked, dude.
The devil is attacking me.
Now, this man clearly states that the devil is attacking him. I've met, like you heard that, I've met a woman in jail. She would speak all day long to a voice, and she said the most awful things. And she knew that the devil was speaking to her. Now we see stuff like this, and we think that this man is mentally sick. But if this man was mentally sick, then how come there's so many people in the world that experience the exact same thing? Now, if you were to do a lot of research on schizophrenia, there will be a lot of claims that people state that a demon's got me possessed, or I hear voices that are wanting me to kill myself, or I hear voices that want me to murder someone, and they say it's Satan, it's the devil, and then the world says you're sick, and we don't think this man is telling the truth. I know that this man is telling the truth. And it's hard to look at the situation and completely understand what he's going through because it sounds so absurd. It sounds ridiculous, and it's like evil. We can see the evil in it, but do we really see the evil in it? Like, this man knows that the devil is attacking him. He knows this, and he can't seek or find the help that he actually needs because nobody believes him.
And I had to fight him off. And I had to do it because it was following me around my whole day. And look all the pain I've been through. But it's over because I ended it today. And you can believe that. But you guys need to understand me that I am not crazy.
Now, my personal experience, I heard women and children screaming rape. Um, I I I got to where I almost looked like this man. I've got some videos, or my early videos, when I was finally like escaping the attack and I was finally getting better, and I don't look like sound-minded. Like, I'm sound-minded right now. I'm calm, I'm collected, I'm making sense. The things I'm saying are making sense. Nothing I said prior to that made sense to the police officers. But in my head they did. Like, I knew I was going through something and I needed help. And I sought help. And I told you that a voice came to me and told me to put a bullet in my sleeping boyfriend's head. A voice came to me and told me to put a bullet in my head. It had me do things that I wouldn't naturally do because I knew what I could hear. And you have no other choice but to kind of go with it because the voice is real. And no doctor is going to tell you it's real.
The man you see here is Andrew McGill.
Rita Downs 911, where's your emergency?
Hi, I'm at the Ruidoso Downs Fire Department.
Yes, sir.
I picked up a guy who seems really confused.
The story behind this bizarre episode is an act so unbelievably gruesome. It's the stuff you only see in horror movies.
I let him out, and he started attacking other vehicles. And
Is he still being combative, sir?
well, I don't think he's very dangerous.
Take a note here how the gentleman said, you'll see later that this is the guy that he already said he dropped him off, he gave him a ride. you'll see this later. He says that he's cooperative. He just seems like something's wrong with him. But it says, I don't think he's very dangerous. Now, this man's running around attacking vehicles is what he said, but what is he really doing? If he's attacking vehicles, then he's dangerous. But the man says that he doesn't seem very dangerous, so what is he actually doing? He's seeking help. You'll see that later on. He's literally seeking help. And I've experienced this where, like, I would do anything to somebody, help me. I really need help. I'm really fucking going through something here, and nobody can help me. Nobody understands what I'm going through. And I'm losing my mind, and I don't know what it is. He says that in this video too. He doesn't know what it is.
His perception of Andrew couldn't be more wrong.
We gotta get through this crap, sorry. I skip it. 4 or 3. Maybe I can pause it on the next one. I'll find out soon.
Especially because what they can't see is that Andrew is covered in blood. The police finally track him down and cautiously approach.
What happened to you?
I had a really bad day. I just need something to drink, please.
Drink?
Yes, sir.
Like water?
Yes.
Okay. We can have that happen.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Sure.
I've been through a lot. I lost my dog. I went into a river. I've been lost all day. I need some help.
Okay. We're here to help.
Now here, this gentleman, Andrew McGill, he's combative. Not combative. Is that the word? He's cooperative. He's cooperative. He's scared. He seems like nervous, like he's not quite all there, right? But he's cooperative. He's holding himself like, I've been there, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know where to be. I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. But he said, I've had a bad day and I need some help. He knows that he needs help, and he's not being disrespectful to these officers. He's just in a state that he doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing. I have been there. I've stood in front of the cops. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. But I was cooperative.
Okay, thank you. But you're acting a little incoherent, sir.
See, he shakes his hand. Officer,
All right.
I'm no threat to you.
Step back up here so we can get out of the street, okay? Step back up here.
I haven't had a drink in a long time.
Okay.
Like water. I just need water.
He just wants something to drink. He's
Do
scared.
you have an ID on you?
No, I don't.
Why don't you do me a favor, walk up here, we'll get you in where it's a little warmer and get some water, okay?
One of the officers directs Andrew to head into the police station, while the other speaks to a few of the bystanders who witnessed some of Andrew's strange behavior.
He was running up to me.
Good. Okay.
So is he okay?
Well, we're talking to him now
Okay.
at this point.
All right.
Okay. Are you the one that dropped him off?
Yeah, I dropped him off here. Last time I saw him was in the parking lot down there.
Okay. Where'd you find him at?
About 10 miles down the road.
Mm-hmm.
He was walking across the road, in the middle of the road.
Okay.
I stopped and he was very confused and
Very confused, talking weird stuff. Nothing he's saying is making sense.
talking very weird stuff. And I thought I'd give him a ride to the police station up here. I just asked him to get out of the car with me. He complied.
He complied. He's no threat.
But, yeah, he's just acting really crazy.
Okay. Didn't damage anything in your car or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
The officer heads into the station to find that Andrew has become even more distressed.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure myself out, but I need to know that they're not over there upstairs.
He knows that something is wrong with him. I've been there. Now, this does get gruesome. He is a threat to somebody. We'll get there.
I'm not all there, and I don't know what to do about it. The devil was attacking me, and I had to fight him off. And I had to kill somebody to get rid of him because he possessed my dad. And then...
Now, if you were a hardened murderer, if you were somebody that just wanted to kill someone, would you tell the police officers right then and there that you had killed someone? You wouldn't do that. You would want to hide. This man genuinely needs help, and he knows it. And yes, he murdered someone, but the devil made him do it. A voice speaking to this man, and I know this because I've heard it. It told me to put a bullet in my sleeping boyfriend's head. This is real life shit, man. I'm telling you, this really happens in the world. A voice was speaking to this man and told him to kill someone. And he did it. We see this all over news. I've mentioned this 100 times, okay? And I finally got a clip. We see somebody say that the devil made me do this, or God made me do this, or this, that, and the other, and we don't believe him. We look at a man like this and we think he's sick. This man is never going to get the help he needs because he does not need medicine. He needs to understand what was happening to him. He is like the man in Mark 5. This is this man in Mark 5, a speaking demon named Legion, driving that man into the tombs, cutting himself with stones. That speaking demon drove those pigs into the water where they drowned and committed suicide. This is real. We can't see it because it's invisible. But this is real, and I know it's real because I have experienced it. I could be in this man's shoes right now. A voice told me to put a bullet in my sleeping boyfriend's head. A real voice.
Then I had to send his spirit off, and then he possessed all these other people while he was killing all my family, and I just had to kill somebody to get rid of them, and then I had to tell him, I am the real Son of God, and this is why I have that tattoo on me. You can believe it or not, but it's true.
Now, I threw my cat out of my car. I almost drowned a kitten, and I almost killed a puppy. I haven't really mentioned much of those, but the idea was if you sacrifice something, you can get your life back. If you sacrifice a life for a life, you can get your life back. We'll leave you alone, these voices said. We'll leave you alone. And you can have your life back. So I wouldn't kill someone, so I contemplating possibly drowning a kitten, a life, right? A life for life. I contemplating killing a puppy, a life for life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I contemplating that. And I almost went through with it because they were animals. They weren't. I threw my cat out of my car. They weren't humans, right? So, like, I wouldn't go to prison for the rest of my life. I could murder this kitten and nobody would ever miss it. I could murder this puppy and nobody would ever miss it. I didn't do it, by the way. Let's just be clear on that. Although I did throw my cat out of the car. My sister saved my cat, though, okay? So the cat's fine, thank God. But it happened. I really did throw my cat out of my car. So the idea was to get my mind back, right? If you do this, we'll let you go.
And I went through so much pain and suffering today for the whole world, and I forgive all your guys' sins. And the other day I realized that I was God, or Jesus.
Now, this man is not God. He is not Jesus, okay? But as I sit here and I say that I'm the queen of Jesus, the voices tell me this, okay? The voices tell me this all the time. A schizophrenic person will walk into the office, into the patient, as a patient, they literally ask any mental health doctor, okay? Look it up on Google. Research everything I say. They will go into I'm a doctor, a medical doctor, and they will stake claims to royalty. They will say that they are king. They will say that they're a queen. They will say that they're pregnant with the Messiah's baby. They will say that they're God. They will say that they're son of God, that they're Jesus. They will make all of these statements, and that's why like schizophrenia is linked to like a biblical standpoint where people are like, okay, it's got to be spiritual somehow, but they don't quite understand how it is because they make these claims. Now, this man is hearing voices. He doesn't say this. He doesn't say this not once in his videos, okay, in this entire video. But I mean, I know it because I heard the voices, okay? This man, something is talking to him. Now, Jesus, who communicated with that demon, Legion, in Mark 5, he communicated with it. He spoke to Satan on the mountain, on 40 days in the wilderness. He held conversations with an invisible spirit. Jesus did. That is what schizophrenia is. Have you ever seen somebody sit there and just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, and they're talking to a voice that nobody else can see or hear? Jesus held conversations with voices that nobody else can see or hear. If you know the Bible, you know I am speaking the truth. He communicated and held conversations with Satan. He communicated and held conversations with the spirit named Legion. He did this multiple times. Demons. And he maintained his composure, right? But he also spoke to God. A prophet spoke to God. False prophet spoke to a false God. This man is speaking to a false God. Now, 1 John 4:1 says to test the spirits. Any spirit that confesses that Jesus comes in the flesh is a spirit of God. Any spirit that does not confess that Jesus is come in the flesh is a spirit of the Antichrist. Now, I believe that this man is speaking to both gods, because Satan would not even mention Jesus unless it was to confuse us. I don't know. I don't really know how it works completely, right? Everybody's situation's a little different. Satan will use your life, your family, your job, your situation to twist and to turn, and it's very specific to you. Okay? And so the thing about it is like, he thinks that he's Jesus, he thinks that he's God. Maybe God is talking to him, because I thought my pastor was God. The voice came to me and said, use my pastor's voice, and tried to convince me that he was God. I wrote this in my book. He's not God, but God used that voice to try to get me to understand that I needed to be looking to what my pastor had taught me in my life to understand that this is the direction I need to be going. He tried to set himself apart from the evil, because the evil was convincing me that evil was God. A voice came to me and said, I am God, put a bullet in your sleeping boyfriend's head. I am God, put a bullet in your head. So God could not tell me that he was God. He had to say, I am your pastor. I am this person, to try to get me to listen to that voice, because this one was confusing me. This one was saying he was God all day. I'm God. Kill yourself. I'm God. This, that, and the other. That's not God. My pastor's voice was the one I was supposed to follow.
And I was forgiving the world's sins, and I was helping you guys out. But I didn't know how to do it because I'm not that smart. But I was trying, and with good intent in my heart, to change the world. And I think I might have accomplished that. And if you guys are understanding what I'm saying, it would help me out. But I'm going through a lot right now.
Do me a favor, Matt. Do me a favor. Tie your shoes so you don't trip and break your neck or something. Andrew, I'm sorry. Andrew, would you tie your shoe, please?
You heard that?
Now, honestly, I wonder if maybe that Matt kind of scared him. Like, why are you calling me Matt? Like paranoia. Did you see the look in his face? I don't really know, but paranoid schizophrenic, like, why are you calling me Matt? Who's Matt? Like, he looked away, confused, but hey, I don't really know. But I could see something in that.
Right. Andrew comes right out and states that he's killed someone. And as the officers will eventually discover, this isn't just more of his ramblings and outlandish claims, but the dark truth. However, this horrific act isn't the only havoc he will wreak tonight.
Man, this is who I am. I got lost, and I suffered. But read the Bible, because that Bible is for me. And you gotta accept it. Because everything in the Bible, it's like, and all this stuff started coming to my mind the other night.
I fully believe God was trying to pull him out of that situation. I fully believe that. Satan would not, somebody said this to me, Satan wouldn't ask you to pray for someone. Satan wouldn't ask you to open the Bible. Satan wouldn't even talk to you about the Bible. Satan doesn't want you to look to God. I fully believe that God was trying to pull him out of that situation, trying to talk to him somehow, something we can't see, something we probably won't understand. I fully believe that, and Satan still won, because nobody is teaching what I'm teaching.
Out of nowhere, I just stayed up all night, thinking, and then it was like it comes to me, and then it says the Bible isn't true, it's just a lie, and the government's a lie.
Then it says, okay, maybe he did mention the somebody speaking to him. He said, then it says the Bible isn't true. So maybe Satan was like, Satan was like, hey, the Bible's not real. Don't look at the Bible, and that the government's harming you. You know, then it said, I want to go back to that one real quick. And then it says the Bible isn't real. So something was speaking to this man.
And then it says the Bible isn't true. It's just a lie, and the government's a lie. Blah, blah.
Romans 13. Let everyone be subject to governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that established have been established by God. The government is not a lie. God set that position. Consequently, whoever rebels against the authority is rebelling against what God has instituted, and those who do so will bring judgment on themselves. For rulers hold no terror for those who do right, but for those who do wrong. Now, this man trusted these cops. He knew to trust those cops. He knew that those cops were supposed to help him. He admitted to killing someone. He didn't have to. They didn't have to ask. He opened up and admitted everything. He opened up because he knew that he needed help. He knew this. He did not know what was happening to him. And he clearly states that later on. This man knew something was wrong and he needed help. And this ministry could save a lot of people before it gets to this point. This man was speaking to Satan. Jesus spoke to Satan. This man was speaking to him. There are millions of people in the world who are speaking to Satan, and Satan is convincing them to do awful things, and they do not know how to fight him because nobody is teaching what I am teaching. This man is not mentally sick. This man is got a demon that has possessed him, a real life demon.
And it said that somebody came to me, and it's my dad, because my dad is God, and I'm his son, Jesus Christ, the Son.
My dad is God. My pastor was God.
Of Christ, Jesus Christ. And I was like, Dad, I don't know, I can't even explain it right now, because I just need to eat and sleep. I'm sorry, man. I do not like evil stuff. And I was scared, and I was trying to get rid of it, and it wasn't.
I told those voices I want no part of evil. And I was scared, and I didn't know how to get rid of it.
Not the right way, but I am scared. It's a long story, but he possessed my life. He took over my dad's life. He possessed him. He tortured my family. I had to get rid of him. Nobody understands.
How did you get rid of him?
Huh?
How did you get rid of him?
I had to kill somebody today.
Okay. Where did that happen?
Down by the river in the shadow of the valley of death.
This is real. This is so real, man.
And I had to chop this lady's head off with an axe. I bummed her to bone like that. Got an axe, because I knew it was the right thing to do. Somebody told me up there to do it, and I had to do it.
Somebody told me up there to do it. And I had to do it.
It was following me around my whole day. And look all the pain I've been through. I'm sick of it. I want it to end.
Calm down for me.
But you guys need to understand me that I am not crazy.
Now, how many times have I said that?
I'm a normal human being. It just happened to me the other night when I was asleep. And I hate evil. I was trying to get rid of it out of this earth. And I am the Son of God. Trust me. I love you guys. I am on your side. I'm good. But right now I'm coming off as evil. And I am not. What happened to your head?
Right now, I am coming off as evil, but I am not evil. I don't know what is happening to me. I don't know what this is.
Look at me, man. I've been through hell and back.
So what's going on? What happened to your head?
I fell into a car, believe it or not.
Yeah?
Some guy in the road. I felt my dad guiding me down the road to my Uncle Joe. He used to be my chief of police. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to make.
So somebody was guiding him down the road. A spirit was talking to this man. This is like what psychosis is, diagnosis of psychosis is. You know, like unrealistic thoughts. But they're not unrealistic because this man fully believes this stuff. And it's because it's 100% real to him. And it is 100% real. It is a spiritual attack. It is a demon. It is real.
My way to the church, the Book of Mormon.
He knows he needs to get help.
The plates of the Book of Mormon in the.
How does the church help you with this when they're not teaching that these? My pastor told me it was the drugs that my drug life history. Okay, and I was sober when this attack happened to me. Now I don't know if this man was high. I don't know. It actually states that like the later on you'll see like the psychologist says that it was a drug situation, but he never admits, like, you don't actually see that. Like, we don't actually see that on this video. Like, could the doctors just assume that it was drugs because we naturally assume that the drugs are at play? And then later on, you'll see the cop says it's either a mental break. My wording's not right because I've only watched this once. He'll say it's either a drug-induced situation or it's a mental break. Like, the cop himself is not even sure. Like, this man has no drugs on him right now. Like, there's no drugs on him. He's not being charged for drugs. He's being charged for murder. He goes to a hospital, and if there were drugs on him, they would have patted him down. This whole clip, you would have seen the drugs. You don't see drugs anywhere in this situation. So who's to say he wasn't high? Or, I mean, he was high. I wasn't high when I was going through these things. Millions of people go through these things and they're not high. They're not using drugs. I was sober when this stuff happened to me. I don't know if this man's ever used drugs. I don't know anything about this man's life prior to this. I can't say. But it is a fact that millions of people go through this and they've never used drugs.
Hills over here, and it's gonna stay there for 10 years. The 10 years, the world is gonna be at peace for 10 years from now. Believe me when I tell you. But I cannot talk about that because my mouth is sealed.
Okay. How much have you had to drink tonight?
Nothing. I don't need anybody. I need medical attention.
So what's going on?
That's what we're trying to do. No, I need medical help now. Well, I'm like going through so much pain.
After observing Andrew's overwhelmingly strange behavior and apparently explaining it as substance abuse or psychological.
Fair enough. Like I said, I've only watched this once. Who said that though? Did he say that? Psychological issues or substance abuse? Maybe so. Okay. I want to be honest here. I don't want to give false information. Like I said, I've only watched this one time prior to starting this clip.
Issues. The officers guide him to an ambulance outside the police station.
Good thing Alicia's on.
Andrew is transported to Lincoln County Memorial Hospital in hopes that emergency medical intervention will provide him with the help he needs.
Although he still stated that he knew he needed medical help. He knew that he needed some kind of help. He knew he needed help.
Andrew was sedated upon his arrival at the hospital. However, around 1 a.m., his odd behavior will escalate from bizarre to violent. Andrew somehow managed to leap out of his hospital bed and attacked a deputy, resulting in a struggle.
I met another girl. She was schizophrenic in jail. She said that the voices would tell her to attack police officers. And you hear the voice and so you do it. She actually opened up and admitted this to me. And she said that the medication keeps
I've got a problem
down.
that I'm pretty sure you can help me with.
And that's a fair statement. But I believe that this is what's happened because this man is obviously possessed by a demon. And you hear something. I'm telling you, when you hear a voice talk to you and you don't know what it is, you're hearing something, you'll almost believe anything because nobody can help you with it. Nobody can help you with it. So you really have no choice but to try to figure it out on your own. And if Satan is telling you, I'll leave you alone and I'll let you have your life back and I'll stop messing with your mind because it's torture. Like you're being tortured. I will leave you alone if you do these things. Like you almost just want to just do it because you know that something's happening to you and you know you can't seek help. And maybe this man should have sought help sooner. But still sooner wouldn't have given him the help that he needed. They put him on medication. Maybe it would numb the voices a little bit. But it's not going to answer the questions as to what is really happening to him. Satan is speaking to you. And why is Satan speaking to you? Maybe it is the drugs. Maybe he was on drugs. Like, I've said I've only watched this one time prior to this. So maybe his sinful life is why Satan was talking to him. I believe my sinful life is why Satan was talking to me. I left the church. I left the church for drugs. You know what I'm saying? And then I got my life back. I got back on track and I was still living a sinful life. I wasn't like high all the time. I smoked a little weed. I gave those numbers. Like I partied, I drank, occasionally. Like I went to the club and got drunk and danced. But I still maintained and I still like built a business. I owned property. I was sleeping with a man that was not my husband. I was doing certain things like that. I stole a little bit for money. I was living a sinful life. And so that's why Satan attacked me. That's why I got hit with Satan. But it was not because of drugs. In my situation, it was not because of drugs. Because I was not high when it happened. I was sober when it happened to me.
Yes, you will be paid for helping me. Actually paid really, really.
Immediately, 2 more deputies rushed to assist. In the chaos, a handgun was knocked out of one of the deputies' holsters. Andrew managed to grab the weapon before any of the 3 officers could get their hands on it, and he fired a shot directly into the arm of one of the deputies before he was pinned to the ground.
Andrew, you okay?
All right.
Can you calm down some?
Yeah, okay. I don't know what I'm doing there, but I can't figure it out.
I know, just
They need
relax.
some medication.
Don't try to relax, but don't get upset.
We're getting shackles. Okay, we're gonna put him back in here on the bed. The doctor gotta check him.
Over and over again, he says he's trying. He doesn't know what it is. Something is wrong.
Did you roll him over?
Yep.
My leg.
Yep. Stand up. You got another thing of shackles?
Yeah.
What kind of shackles do you use? Leg. Huh? Just one. I'm gonna put one on this and one to the bed.
All right. Okay.
Even after he's secured to the bed and given another sedative, Andrew's strange behavior continues.
Dude, man, you guys don't understand me. I do one little thing and I'm sorry. I told you I was sorry. But you need to understand and listen to me. I am dead serious. I am sorry, but I am really tired. And I need help. And I promise I will do what you guys were talking about. It scares me, for real. It does. It scares me. This is why I'm like the way I am this whole time. This is scaring me. I can't move or anything. It sucks, dude. And I know what happened, but man, I wasn't knowing what I was doing. And I was trying to...
It's almost no words. Like, I can't justify this guy's actions. Like, I do feel bad for the woman. Okay, I really do feel bad for the woman. But I know what's happened to this man. It would be like if I put the bullet in my boyfriend's head, a completely innocent sleeping person. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pure evil. The man is not evil. God created us all to be good. Okay. He said he wants no part of evil. That's what this man said. This is what Andrew Milligan said. He said, I want no part of evil. And he does not know what has happened to him.
rush things because I always try to figure something out, and that's not good. And I will never do it again. Trust me.
Hi, Andrew. I'm going to give you a shot in your leg, okay? It's the same medication I gave you earlier. Okay?
No.
Or do you want it in your arm? It's
You guys, I'm going to be okay.
We're trying to help you.
I'm going to be okay, though. I'm going to be okay. I want stuff right now. I've had a drink in 5 days. I've ate worms. I'm going nuts because of this. And I know what it's all about now. I need to chill out. I am going to be chill. No! I don't want to go there. You guys. Man, how could you do this to me?
Poke.
While all of this is...
Now, These doctors and these police officers and everybody that is trying to help this man are 100% in all reality, like literally doing their very best to understand, their very best to try to help him. Okay, I don't want to take any credit off of that. You know, they are trying to help him. He's being combative. Like, even the officer that had him pinned down was very calm when he spoke to him. Even after he just shot one of his own officers, he's still calm. The officer is still calm, still human, and still respectful to this man because they know that this man is still going through something. They recognize that this man is going through something just as much as the man recognizes that he's going through something. But nobody in this situation really understands what it is.
Is happening at the hospital. A peculiar but seemingly unrelated situation is unfolding about 10 miles away. A deputy has been dispatched to the Vast Co Ranch located in Glencoe, New Mexico, to perform a welfare check on Marianne Morehouse after a phone call with her friend was abruptly cut off. The friend grew concerned when they didn't hear back from Marianne and eventually called the police to check that she was all right.
Lincoln 22.
Front door of the residence is open, screen door, but nobody's answering from inside. Is there another available deputy?
The officer gets out of his vehicle to investigate.
We secured the residence. Yeah. I don't know. What else you reckon? She was supposedly on the phone with the RP and says somebody's here. 10-4. Received no answer to the knock here either.
Sheriff's office! We're going to come in and check on you.
There's definitely something weird, but I don't know what it is. It's over there, Charlie. We got to drive up to it. Some sketchy shit, man.
Trying to skip these ads. Hang on, I'm sorry.
The door is open and the bedroom window's open and the TV's on and there ain't no sound in there and there's 3 cars. So we got to go in and see what the... Apparently she was 21 and then it just cut off. Said there's somebody here and cut off. Shit's weird. Okay. Give me a bad vibe, man.
Not a problem. So
we're going over there. You follow me. We got to go through the gate and then we're just going to clear that house. Knocked a couple of times, man. And hailed inside and I didn't... No answers, you know? Nothing seemed like it was disarray.
Sheriff's office.
It's strange. It's real strange, man.
See if we see anything.
It's strange though, huh?
Yeah.
Because this is what's creepy about it. She was supposedly on the phone with the RP and says somebody's here. That's everything's and her bag's there like she ain't going nowhere. But she ain't there. I mean, who walks off at a night like this? Like, that's creepy, dude.
Little did they know they were about to make an unforgettable and haunting discovery.
Hey! Down, we got somebody down. We got somebody down. Right there, axe, there's an axe. Call it. Send more than that, it's a homicide. Additional units. Let's back up. There's an axe laying next to her and she got it in the head. 98. Hey, get 1 and 2 going and get some SP out here. We're gonna need additional assistance. It's gonna be a homicide. We gotta start clearing this. Suspect could still be on scene. Okay, Charlie. She's down. It looks like a she, elderly female. This motherfucker's still here. Anybody comes up on us is getting fucking smoked, dude. I'm gonna tell you that. Do it up, man.
The officers check the area around the woman's body, but they can't find any trace of her killer. That's when one of them makes an interesting call to another deputy who happens to be at the hospital with Andrew.
Yes. I've got them in a bag. They're a pair of construction kind of boots. It's more like a curved tire tread than like a diamond pattern. I'll try to send one back to you.
I think the guy at the hospital is the dude, and he had a freaking meltdown or something.
Investigators soon discover that
A meltdown or something.
Andrew's boots appear to match the prints found at the crime scene.
It's f***ing tough at night to watch your back. In this environment, I mean, this property is like 500 acres. Houses and shit everywhere. Imagine if this fucker hitchhiked to the hospital Imagine the guy that just gave a fucking dude like that a ride. You know, the sad part, Charlie, is this is a beautiful place. It was.
Marianne Morehouse's head was almost entirely severed from her body, and it was later determined that she had been struck with the axe 4 times. In an interrogation, Andrew admitted to killing her, telling officers about his delusions that he was Jesus, his father was God, and that he believed Marianne was possessed.
I felt like maybe he was the possession in my life and I needed to end him, but I couldn't find him anywhere, so I just had to end this lady life that was possessed. So I knocked her out and chopped her head off with an axe.
He clear as day has no problem being completely honest about the situation. He's being honest. Now, a mass murderer, somebody who is like pure evil, somebody who's pure evil would not be humble and honest. Now, it is hard for us to look at this man and feel any compassion for him, okay? For society, I have tons of compassion for him, but I used to be somebody that would be like, what is this guy's problem? And I would not have had any compassion on this man. I would have thought, you're getting what you deserve, dude. That's what I used to think. But I have walked in this man's shoes now. I'm telling you. This could be me. He is completely honest. Everything he's saying is true. He is speaking the truth, but it is confused by Satan. He knows something is wrong.
I did do that, and I would have never done that ever in my life. Ever. And I'm scared just thinking about it. I feel so bad for that old lady. Really bad.
Do you feel bad because you know that was wrong, or?
Yeah, I know for sure that was wrong. But I couldn't stop him, man. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't be myself. And I'm still not myself. I don't know what it is.
I'm still not myself. And I don't know what it is. I know what it is. It's Satan. It's 100% Satan controlling this man. This is this Egyptian pyramid side of the Illuminati. It is the legion inside of the man in Mark 5, controlling him, driving him. But he's still good, though. If he wasn't good, he would not be admitting these things.
Andrew underwent a psychiatrist evaluation which determined that he was cognizant at the time he carried out the murder, as well as a few hours later when he shot the deputy at the hospital. The deputy survived the wound, but underwent extensive surgery to repair the shattered bone in his right arm. As a result, his law enforcement career came to a premature end. Still, the psychiatrist went on to state that Andrew was in a drug-induced psychosis at the time that he carried out these crimes.
But he was cognitive. He was cognitive at the time. But he was in drug-induced. So, which is it? So sometimes I have to check myself. Let me just go ahead and figure out what that word means. Cognitive definition. This is how I beat them. Okay, this is how I beat these spirits. Shit like this. Relating to cognitive. What does that mean? Correctly referred to as cognitive attitude. So he was cognitive. He was not out of his mind. He was quite aware of what he was doing. But he was in a drug-induced coma. That's kind of like counteractive, I think, personally. But, I could be wrong. Let's finish it up.
Eventually, Andrew pled guilty to multiple charges, including second-degree murder and assault with intent to commit a felony upon an officer. Andrew McGill was sentenced to 45 years in prison, followed by 5 years of supervised probation.
Now, I do not want to take anything away from that lady. What she went through was awful. Her family lost her. It's really bad in all situations. Both parties have gone through something that they should not have went through. And it's really hard for a person to see this situation and have compassion on him. And I'm at a loss for words because I don't really know how to even say these things. Like, it's just bad. It's really bad. And that family lost that woman, and it doesn't say much about her kids or her, or any of that stuff, grandkids or any of that stuff. And it's an awful situation to have to go through something like that. We all know this. It's really, really bad. It's just awful. And then you're going to carry that memory in your life, in your family, like generations are going to talk about this, and it's just awful. It's just really bad. But Satan controlled that man. And we know this. We already know this. Like, we know that that's evil. But it was a real voice talking to him. And my aim is to talk about these things so that it becomes like heard of. So that when the next person hears the voice, they know, I know what you are. I know that this voice is real, and I know I'm not sick, and I know that this is a spirit talking to me. And then it becomes known. This is how you raise awareness for something, because nobody is talking about what I'm talking about. That is a real voice that is talking to these people. Now, we say that it was the drugs, right? In my case, the long-term effect of the use of drugs. Well, I was sober when it happened. So how is it the drugs? I was sober for like a little while. Like, I wasn't high and then it started and then I got sober. I was high, I was sober, and then it started. So I just want this ministry to get out there to help people before it reaches this point. Like, I'm not saying that this man should be what do you call it, appealed. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I would not say that, because that's what God set that position of government and the cops and the court system and all that stuff to fight against the spirits in that way. Okay, I'm not saying that. I know that this man has really went through something, and I aim to help him. I aim to send him my book. Maybe he can see this video. I don't know, but I'm going to do that. And just he'll have comfort to understand that somebody understands what he's talking about. That what he went through was real. It was real. And he does need help. He needs to understand what happened to him. Because he says it clearly. I don't know what it is. I didn't know. Suzanne Barron didn't know what it was. And I fought. It tried to get me to kill someone. A real voice. Please share these footages. Please subscribe. Please follow. Please purchase my book. Read it. You'll see in the book that I've linked it to the Bible. You don't have to pay for it. Kindle Unlimited. I'm trying to get my book into the jails, and I have. I've been sending them to the jails, okay? So that people who are, drug addicts, criminals, or whatever, they can read this. And then maybe when they get free and the voices come, then they'll say, "Oh, I remember that book, and I know what you are." And it'll save them. I'm gonna try to get this book into the jail. I'm gonna actually personally, today, I'm gonna try to reach out to the prison something happened, reach out to the prison and see about getting my book personally mailed to him. Because even though he's in prison for the next 45 years, he can look to God now. And you know God will forgive him. Paul was a murderer. Moses was a murderer. Thank you.